Good day, grade 10. This is your revision for chapter 1, day 6, worksheet 6, algebraic fractions. You had to do worksheet 6 on page 11. Oh, sorry, let me just make sure if it's page 11. Yes, it is page 11 in your notes. And this is the memo discussion of that. Let's start. Number 1.1 is x to the power 3 minus 8 over x squared minus 16 divided by 3x squared plus 6x plus 8 over x minus 4. Okay, so first I see that this is division of fractions. The rule for division of fractions is to tip and times. So I'm going to make it multiplication and switch the last two around. So it's going to be x minus 4 on top and then 3x squared plus 6x plus 12, sorry. Now I need to factorize. So first I'm going to factorize the top one in the first term. It's going to be the difference of two cubes. So it's a short bracket and a long bracket. Minus plus plus, x minus 2, and an x squared and a 4, and the middle term is 2x. Then the bottom here is a difference between two squares, so it's x minus 4, x plus 4. Times, on top I have x minus 4, which stays just like that. And on the bottom I take out a common factor of 3, so it's x squared plus 2x plus 4. Now I cancel out everything that's the same. And I'm left with x minus 2 on the top and 3x plus 4 on the bottom. Number 1.2. X over x squared minus 1 minus 1 over x minus 1. First I'm going to factorize. So this bottom one I can factorize. It says difference of two squares, x minus 1, x plus 1. And because I'm subtracting with fractions, I need to find an LCM. So the LCM, in this case, would be x minus 1, x plus 1. So I write that once as a numerator, denominator. So I write the denominator once and I make a big line on top. Now I ask myself, what do I have to multiply this with to get this? Nothing. So it just stays x. What do I have to multiply that with? I have to multiply it with another x plus 1. So I'm going to say negative 1 times x plus 1. Now I'm multiplying this in this negative 1. So it's going to be minus x minus 1. And on the bottom, x minus 1, x plus 1. Those two x's on top can subtract. So it's going to be only negative 1 and below the line, x minus 1, x plus 1. Right. Number 1.3. 2x squared plus 11x plus 28 over 2x plus 4 minus x to the power 3 minus 27 over x squared minus x minus 6. First I'm going to factorize that one. So it's going to be the difference between cubes. So it's a short bracket and a long bracket minus plus plus x minus 3, and then in the second bracket x squared plus 3x plus 9. Then below the line I have a trinomial, so it's going to be x minus 3, x plus 2. On the left side I'm going to take out a common factor, the bottom, so it's going to be 2 and in brackets x plus 2. At the top I cannot take out a common factor or do anything else, so I'm leaving it just as it is. Now I see that I can cancel something out on the right side, the x minus 3's. So then I find the LCM. The LCM will be 2 and in brackets x plus 2. I write the LCM once at the bottom, and on top I just have to multiply with the right thing to get the correct denominator. So for the first term I didn't have to multiply with anything, and for the second term I have to multiply with 2, because what I have to do with x plus 2 to get to the right LCM, I need to multiply by 2. So I'm going to multiply by 2 at the top. So it's going to be 2 and in brackets x squared plus 3x plus 9. Now what I need to do is multiply that negative 2 in. So it's going to be negative 2 times x squared is negative 2x squared. Negative 2 times 3x is negative 6x. And negative 2 times 9 is negative 18. Below the line still 2 and in brackets x plus 2. Now at the top I need to find everything that are like terms. So first the pink ones, 2x squared minus 2x squared is 0. 11x minus 6x is 5x. And 28 minus 18 is 10. And below the line 2 and in brackets x plus 2. Now at the top I can factorize again. So I'm taking out a 5. And then I'm left with x plus 2. And below the line 2 and in brackets x plus 2. Then I can cancel out the brackets and I'm left with 5 over 2. Number 1.4. A squared b to the power 3 plus 3ab squared over ab. First I'm going to factorize the top. I'm going to take out a common factor of ab squared. So I'm left with a, and in brackets, I'm left in brackets with ab plus 3. And then below the line, ab. So, alright, so now I need to cancel out what can. So, first, the a's can cancel out. And then there are 2 b's on top. That squared counts for the b. So, 1b will cancel out with the 1 on the bottom. So I'm left with b and in brackets ab plus 3. Right, number 1.5, x squared plus 6x over x plus 3 divided by x minus 1 over x squared plus 2x minus 3. First I'm going to factorize the top, take out a common factor of x, so it's x plus 6, and below the line x plus 3 times, then I make tip and times, so it's going to be x minus 1 below the line, and on top I'll factorize it as a trinomial, so it's going to be x plus 3, x minus 1. Now I can cancel out x plus 3 and x minus 1, and I'm only left with x and in brackets x plus 6. Number 1.6. A minus 1 over 8a plus a plus 2 over 4a squared minus a over 16. Now I see I have pluses and minuses, so I need to find an LCM. The LCM in this case will be 16a squared. So I write that once and I make a long line. First I ask myself, what do I multiply 8a with to get 16a squared? It's 2a, so it's 2a times a minus 1. What do I multiply 4a squared with to get 16a squared? With 4. So it's 4a plus 2. What do I multiply 16 with to get 16a squared? It's a squared, so it's a squared times a. Now multiply all of those in. It's 2a times a, and 2a times negative 1 is 2a squared minus 2a. Then I multiply the 4 in. 4 times a is 4a, 4 times 2 is 8. Negative 2a squared times a is negative a to the power 3 over 16a squared. Then I have to add all the like terms, only negative 2a plus 4a, those are like terms, so it's going to be 2a squared plus 2a plus 8 minus a to the power 3 over 16a squared. And that's it for today. That's all there is at worksheet 6. Please remember, if you have any questions, you can contact your teacher via email. The email addresses are on the website.